Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Ethan McKinnon, and today I'll be giving a speech on the dark side of interpersonal communication, specifically competing. Have you ever been in a heated argument, and it's easy to fight about anything until even the sun goes down? Have you noticed by the time that you finish speaking that they were never really listening to what you were saying at all? If you said yes, you are a victim of negative interpersonal communications. I've been in situations like this multiple times, and you never see it happening until it does happen. As seen in Floyd's book, competing in communications can lead to a damaged relationship in the form of toxic conversation and selfishness, and how we combat the issue is what we'll be speaking about today. This speech will delve into the negative effects of competing within interpersonal communication and methods to reduce those effects. Now, let's dive in to selfishness within communication. Selfishness within communication is focused on yourself. No matter what the conversation may be, you believe that you are the most important aspect of the conversation. Floyd says that there are no ties in games. One team wins, and one team's win is the other team's loss. So that means that there's no way to find a compromise. There can only be one team that wins, or one person in a conversation that can win, and every person that has a conversation wants that to be them. Selfishness is more than just thinking more about yourself, but really thinking less of the other person. David Ewalt states that people spend around 60% of conversations talking about themselves. That's a lot. I mean, if you think about the entirety of a conversation, if I have a conversation with you for 10 minutes, 6 minutes of that conversation is going to be me talking about myself or my life. Now that we've spoken about selfishness, let's talk about toxicity within conversation. Cambridge Dictionary defines toxicness as someone being very unpleasant. Now, what does that mean? Someone being unpleasant could have many different meanings, but it all derives around their need for power and their need to feel more dominant than you. Whether that be in the form of talking down about you to yourself or to someone else, or just the language or the tone that they use towards you. Toxicness is often seen as a negative aspect. The difference between toxicity and selfishness is that toxicity is more focused on the other person's weaknesses, and selfishness focuses on the grandness of themselves. Now that we've spoken about toxicity and selfishness, let's look at how we can solve those issues. Natasha Adamo, and one of her team members in her blog, wrote that it is more important than the last thing. Now, what does that mean? It means that whatever they're speaking about is more important than whatever the topic at hand was. And once we realize that that's not as important to conversation as we believe it is, we will be able to find a fix. You need to focus on what the topic at hand is, and not whatever they're focused on. In closing, the dark side of interpersonal communication, specifically selfishness and toxicity, play a pivotal role in negative communication and lead to further problems rather than solving them. Floyd presents competition as an aspect of negative communication in the form of selfishness and toxic culture, and some of the ways that we can prevent them. Selfishness leads to a thought process more focused on ourselves than the other person in our conversations, and toxicity allows people to continue to break others down to feel more powerful. However, we can combat these feelings. When the focus of conversation has veered from the focal point, so should you. Thank you.